Welcome everybody. I was using Owlbear Rodeo for my virtual tabletop and just pen and paper for tracking combats and effects, and it was a little clumsy, so I thought there's got to be a better way. So I just wrote an app, and you're welcome to use the app too. It's a totally free web app at koboldhelper.com. I think it's got some great features. Check it out. Notably, I wanted to go over some of the newest enhancements that have been pushed up. This is an active project. If you have an idea, if you think something is lame, just put in a comment and I'll work on it and I'll get it up there and make it something that will really help you out too. Probably help out other people. So some of the notable things that might make it more helpful for you to try out. Players can now put in their player name. So you as the DM have a sense of who is actually watching and wait, where's Alice? And oh, Alice just didn't put in the right session name, etc., helping you out, getting your players set up. Also, new dice roller, way more easy to roll multiple dice. You just click, and you're rolling 3d6 now. Also, still broadcasting out all those rolls to all the watching players, as before. Some new combat effects, the ability as the DM to just apply damage rather than, okay, the player rolled the damage, I did 13, rather than having to do the math in your head. You just put in 13 and push a button. No more math in your head. Less cognitive load. You've got plenty of other things to worry about as the DM. I think Paralyze is in there. That's new. That could be handy. Next pretty cool thing is continuing to enhance the random encounters. Drow, so the iconic race for support is to get you into your random encounters if that's the case. All right, well, enough talk. Let's just take a look. All right, here we are at koboldhelper.com. Always starts off from the perspective of trying to make it easy for the player to join an existing session. No sign up needed. You just go. So what is new is you now put in your player name. So let's just go ahead and throw in a session name that we might use later, but my player name can be whatever I want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and hit join, and then we'll come back to that later. Now you're getting a nice green bar here, which is just feedback that the underlying plumbing is working, and you're good to go. Calling out the new dice roller, it's really easy to roll multiple dice now. Instead of having to select and put in numbers, you just click, which is always handy. We got our good old D20 to roll, but 48 much handier to do. It is broadcasting out the rolls just as before. But let's flip over to the perspective of the DM. Simply click here, set up an encounter if I want to get things set up, and I'm in a DM mode. Maybe we have Conan is the character that Bob is running. Let's just say level 6, initiative mod 1. It's now called initiative, which it was order before. This is more 5e specific and helpful. All right, so as usual, Conan, or all players, will be remembered in the player area and automatically added to any combat for ease of use. It's tracking my CR and say, hey, monster CR is 0, it's not going to be a good fight. So let's get some monsters added. So let's go with a good old orc. We got our gallery of SRD content. We can do a quick look up. Orc. So it's still gray, so it's kind of giving me a hint I should add more threat for it to be a good battle. Here we go, and now it's sort of saying, hey, maybe you got something. Helping out the DM to make sure things are balanced. So all my orcs are now automatically added, and I am ready to go. Simply a matter of going ahead and putting in that label that I want everyone to use, getting set up, and starting. The initiative is rolled. As you can see, the current actor has any SRD content come up for my quick review. I can also just click on somebody and see theirs. But notably, I get feedback that Bob is watching. So I'm confident that, I think Bob is watching, and he is. If I have many players, I can make sure everybody's had time to get online. And if they're having any problems or need to remember what the session name is. Okay, so then again, flipping back to Bob's experience, it's as before, except Bob is also seeing that, yeah, he is online and watching, and if there was many players, they would all show up here too. But you got prominently in the center. It's before the current player, informing everybody who's up what the summary is of their combat effects. So just to demonstrate that real quick, got some nice new apply damage. Rather than if the damage is 17 to Conan, it's like, well, what's the math? Don't make me think. Just put in the 17 and hit apply, and then the appropriate change to the icon. I'll go on a second hit, which does 12 more, and now Conan's looking to be in some trouble. Paralyzed. Show that off. And again, from Bob's perspective, Conan's up. Everybody knows Conan's in trouble. Maybe we need to cast a heal on Conan. We can see that Orc 2 is paralyzed, so maybe that's going to help everybody just make the right decision without me, the DM, having to remind everybody, or even worse, forgetting that Orc 2 is paralyzed and maybe doing something I shouldn't do. All right, back as a DM. I think the next thing to call out is some updates to the encounters area. Again, it's tracking your party CR automatically. You can pick your threat level. I'm going to pump this up just so we can see some better examples. But we got Drow now. Here's your Drow raiding party. Very cool, iconic monster NPC types. And as before, it's all randomized, but appropriate for your CR. And to go with Drow for terrain, we've got Underdark, a Hook Terror, also known as a Hook Horror, which is an SRD, but still there. Roper, Black Pudding, all sorts of Underdarky things. And of course, you might run into some Drow in the Underdark. But also added mountains and barren lands like a desert, giant snake, swarms of snakes, a giant scorpion in the desert. Good stuff. Okay, and then of course I have our giant scorpion random encounter. It's automatically added with my current heroes, and I'm ready to go. All I've got to do is broadcast out, boom, and start, and my watching players are up to date, and we are rolling. Okay, that's a summary of Kobold Helper at koboldhelper.com. Thanks, everybody. Bye.